So you're going to St Kitts and Nevis and you're planning on sharing your St Kitts and Nevis experiences online, but you know that international SIM cards can be super expensive. The same comes for roaming with your provider and free Wi-Fi hotspots. Well, you cannot rely on that. So local SIM cards is the way to go, and luckily for you, I have a whole channel dedicated to local SIM cards. So today I will tell you everything you need to know about SIM cards in St Kitts and Nevis. Let's just get started, shall we? Hi, it's Otto from Flow and Digicel here, and today we'll be talking about SIM cards in St Kitts and Nevis. And I do want to say something quickly, that if you buy your SIM cards in St Kitts or Nevis or wherever island you buy it on, worry not, you can use your SIM card in both islands, so that's something to be aware of. In St Kitts and Nevis you have two operators which are very active in the Caribbean, which are Flow and Digicel. So in St Kitts and Nevis there are many volcanoes, or I say many, there are some volcanoes out there and they are beautiful to see, and you probably want to share your experience out there. Well, which SIM card should you go? Should you go with Digicel or Flow? Or maybe both, or maybe neither of them? Well, of course you should go with one of them because it's much cheaper than roaming with your provider, but in this video I will tell you which one is the best. Do note that in St Kitts and Nevis they use the East Caribbean dollar, which has the symbol XCD, which I'll be using throughout this video, but it is back to the US dollar 2.70, meaning that 2.70 XCD is $1, but I will just keep using the official currency because not everybody around the world use the US dollars. So let's just get started with the first operator, which is Flow. Flow is actually the first operator that started in St Kitts and Nevis, and they also have the fastest speeds. You can get speeds up to 200 megabits per second, which is extremely fast, but that's not always the case. Of course, network load and how many people are using the antenna take into the play, but in most cases Flow is quite fast. Well, I say quite fast, they are very fast. And the thing at St Kitts and Nevis, unlike most other Caribbean islands, is that they give away their SIM cards for free. Yes, you can just get a free Flow SIM card. In other places where Flow operates, you have to pay. You have to pay some good money. Like I'm not sure which island, but you have to pay like 25 USD. I'm talking about USD, not Eastern Caribbean dollar, but 25 USD just to get the SIM card. I think it's the British Virgin Islands, maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, here you can get your SIM card for free. But do note that even though they give it for free, you have to top up or at least activate a plan. You can just top up like a small amount, let's say 5 XCD, and then buy a plan later, but it would make sense to buy a plan when you're there already. Or unless you don't want to plan, you just want minutes, SMS or pay-as-you-go rates, you can do so, but pay-as-you-go rates are expensive, so at least get a plan. And top-up vouchers are sold all over the island, and if you want you can even top up online, which is quite cool. And Flow has several always-on prepaid plans, which are combo plans that come with data, minutes and SMS, and they also come with unlimited social media. And the social media are Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Yes, the other one, Snapchat, 5 ones. So that's quite cool. That's quite cool. And they have 5 always-on plans, and because the unlimited social media applies to all these plans, I won't mention that anymore. But remember, you get unlimited Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and WhatsApp. Yes, I also got that one this time. So let's just talk about the always-on plans quickly. 5 XCD, 1 GB of data, 25 minutes and 25 SMS for 1 day. 15 XCD, 1 GB of data, 200 minutes and 200 SMS for 3 days. 35 XCD, 3 GB of data, 350 minutes and 350 SMS for 7 days. 100 XCD, 10 GB of data, 1000 minutes and 1000 SMS for 30 days, and 150 XCD, 15 GB of data, 1500 minutes and 1500 SMS for 30 days. So those are some relatively generous allowances. I like that you get a lot of data, minutes and SMS. In most cases when I'm traveling I don't do any local calls or calls in general, but it's still nice that you can get a lot of minutes. But of course these are also focused for the locals as well, but since nowadays we have like Facebook, WhatsApp, stuff like that, we can have free calls. But even then, nice generous combo plans. Now it's time to talk about Digicel. Digicel actually stopped the monopoly of Flow when they entered the market in 2015. No, not 2015, 2005. I'm not sure why I said 2015. And since then a lot of customers, or a lot of locals got Digicel SIM cards as well. So right now the market share of both operators is about 50-50, but keep in mind that many locals have a SIM card from both operators, so that's how they both have a market share of 50-50. So maybe they are both as good, both as bad, but we will determine that a little bit later. Unlike Flow, you have to pay for your Digicel SIM card, but you only have to pay 20 XCD, which is not too bad, but you know, if you can get one for free, you know, free is always better than having to pay for a SIM card. But even then, 20 XCD is not too bad. SIM cards are available on both islands in Digicel stores, and top-up vouchers are also sold all over the country. And if you want, you can also recharge online. And Digicel has several freedom bundles, which are their combo plans, which come with data, minutes and SMS. And you have these options: 4.50 XCD, 750 megabytes, 25 minutes and 25 SMS for 1 day, 20 XCD, 1.5 gigabytes of data, 200 minutes and 200 SMS for 3 days, 25 XCD, 3.5 gigabytes of data, 350 minutes and 350 SMS for 7 days, and 120 XCD, 12 gigabytes of data, 1200 minutes and 1200 SMS for 30 days. And if you're like, well, I want data and I don't really care about minutes and SMS, you're lucky because they also have data only bundles. And the data only bundles are called LTE plans, standing for 4G LTE, and you have these three options: 3.40 XCD, 300 megabytes for 1 day, 10 XCD, 1 gigabyte of data for 3 days, and 26.40 XCD, 3 gigabytes of data for 7 days. So those are your options. So we only have 2 operators and we don't really have that many plans, but since St Kitts and Nevis is not really that big, it's quite understandable. But now the question is, which of these 2 is the best? But before I tell you, make sure to subscribe to this channel where I talk about SIM cards all the time. I even do local SIM card reviews, talk about international SIM cards, even mobile hotspots, and roaming with your provider, because it doesn't always have to be super expensive. And I also invite you to sign up for my newsletter from travelwiz.com/newsletter, where I will send you an Excel sheet with the best local SIM cards all over the world, and it gets updated once a month, so you get always up-to-date information. But back to SIM cards in St Kitts and Nevis. Which one is the best? Well, in this case, both operators are the best. Both of them, Flow and Digicel, they offer good coverage throughout the country. In fact, they offer excellent coverage because, you know, small island nation with both islands. So on both St Kitts and Nevis, we have good coverage. The thing is that Flow is a bit faster than Digicel because they use, well, different technology that results to higher speeds. And Digicel also uses 4G LTE, but it's just a bit slower than Flow. And with Digicel, you also have the data only option. So if you don't really want SMS and minutes and just want data for relatively affordable prices, then Digicel can be a good option. So you don't have to pay extra for the stuff you don't want to use. If I'm correct, you could get like 3 GB of data for 26.4 XCD, which is a very good price. So yeah, those are your options. So both of them are good. If you thought this video was insightful, make sure to like this video and comment down below which SIM card you will try when you go to St Kitts and Nevis. And if you already have been to St Kitts and Nevis, or if you're living there, share your experience with us so we can become, well, more informed. That's it for today. And if you're interested in learning more about SIM cards in the Caribbean, check this playlist with all Caribbean SIM card guides. Well, for you guys. That's it for today, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.